Welcome to our book awards for 2024. Today we're taking a fun look back at all the books we've read over the past year, and we're rating them in different categories like most and least favorite, best cover, most helpful, all kinds of stuff.
So this is one of our favorite videos to make each year, and we've read some really great books this year and then some not so great books.
Well, you can't win them all. But in any case, we did have some good ones, and we love to do this, so let's go ahead and take a look.
All right, so we're going to start with our favorite Catholic read-along book from the year, which was a pretty tough call.
As you all know, every month we post a Catholic book that we are going to be reading, and you're always welcome to read along with us. Most of these books come from the Sophia Institute Press Book Club because we have a subscription to that, but not all of them.
And so out of the 12 books that we read, our favorite would be The World is Too Small by Theodore Maynard.
This is such a wonderful biography of Mother Cabrini. Don't let the cover fool you. It has nothing to do with the movie. It was written in the 1950s. In addition to being just a great book, it also led us to discover a new to us author, Theodore Maynard, so this was a favorite.
But then on the flip side of that, our least favorite would be The Logic That God Exists by Robert Trussell.
So this one is not a bad book, and we definitely enjoyed reading it. It's just that the theology was a little shaky in some spots, and so it gave us pause. And I don't know, just because we had those doubts about it, it just wasn't our favorite.
So this year we also posted a Catholic quick read book each month. So a short book under 100 pages.
The parochial vicar especially loved these books, so here he is with us to
discuss his endorsement of these books.
That's right, okay. So of the 12, our favorite was definitely Untroubled by the Unknown by Father Mike Schmitz. It's just a short book, but so full of good information of how to trust God in the moment and not be fearful of the future. But close in second place was What is Heaven by Mother Angelica. It was just so interesting, and also you can never go wrong with Mother Angelica.
And then our least favorite book would be The Three Ordinary Voices of God by Matthew Kelly. This one was one of the longest ones, a little bit over 100 pages, and we honestly didn't feel like there was a whole lot of new information in this book, as if he's written all of these things out before, so it just felt very repetitive, and so that's why we didn't enjoy it as much.
Our next category is most and least favorite book cover. Now you all know that we're a lot picky about our book covers.
Vanity.
So my favorite was the cover for Guadalupe and the Flower World Prophecy, because I don't know, I just felt like this was such a cool cover with the white print on the dark background, and the artwork completely captures the whole essence of the book.
Now, my favorite cover would be from Once a Queen by Sarah Arthur. I just love the gold and the green and the white, all the little pictures. This one I just finished, so it has not popped up on the channel before, but I will be reviewing it in January.
Moving on to our least favorite covers, ironically, my least favorite is also The World is Too Small. Favorite book, least favorite cover. So I get why they picked this cover because it ties into the movie, but just dark brown cover. Mother Cabrini looks like she's in pain. I just feel like this is a really creepy cover. There are actually people in the background here, but it's so dark you can't even see it. I don't know. I just felt like this was not a great choice.
And then my least favorite cover would be from The Rebel Nun, as if anybody remember that book. It was a beige cover, not much going on at all, with a giant swastika on the back. So not inherently a super ugly cover, but not very tasteful either.
All right, now let's take a look at our favorite non-religious book of 2024. And for me, that was definitely All the Beauty in the World, the Metropolitan Museum and Me, which you guys have heard about before. I just love that book so much. I read it twice, all about a museum guard and his take on spending 10 years working at the Met. It's just so interesting to see the artwork and all the people through the author's eyes.
And mine was Daughter of the Sun by Amanda Aller. This was also another recent finish that hasn't surfaced on the channel before, ironically, but it's a fantasy book. I absolutely loved it, and I read this one in a week, which is incredibly fast for me.
And looking at our least favorite non-religious books, that is interesting. It's hard because if we don't like a book, we tend to DNF it, did not finish.
We're pretty religious with that. If we don't like you, goodbye, you're gone.
Time is too short.
There's a whole lot of other books we could be reading. So that could be a whole different video though, books we've DNF'd. So if you're interested, let us know. We might make it.
Now let's take a look at our most and least favorite Catholic cookbook. You guys know we do a cooking video every month, and my favorite cookbook of the year is not going to be any surprise. It is this one, the Catholic Kids Cookbook, a brand new publication. I love it because it has art in it, it follows the liturgical year, and also because the recipes are easy, and every single one that we have tried so far has turned out really well. I can tell you this, the Advent chili, very good.
And then also another shout out to one of my favorites, which was the 40 Days of Soups cookbook, which we cooked with, I think, in March, which was very good, and it's also free online.
Now, as far as our least favorite cookbook, we both agreed that it was definitely Drinking with the Saints, which is a fun book, but I don't think they taste test their recipes, and that was very obvious when we tried to make them.
Yeah, I don't think they're paying too much attention. Maybe the alcoholic ones are better, but what we tried just wasn't that great. So be wary. It's a fun book to read, but maybe not to cook from.
The next category is our favorite Catholic book find for the year. Now, you guys know we read a ton of Catholic books, and every now and then we come across one that is so good, we call it a Catholic book find, and we put it on our Catholic do not miss list. So I think we had 4 of those Catholic book finds this year. And of the 4, my favorite was definitely Everyday Miracles of Lourdes by Marlene Watkins. It's true stories of people who have been healed in different ways at Lourdes. And when I started reading this, I literally could not put it down.
And my favorite was The Chaste Heart of St. Joseph by Father Calloway. Such an interesting book with so much information in it.
Our next category is a really fun one, and that's the books that were the biggest surprise hit and the biggest surprise flop. And for me, the biggest surprise hit was My 50-Day Pentecost in the Holy Land by Dr. George Saramuga. And I did not know what to expect when I started reading this book, but it's so much fun. Dr. George is full of the joy of the Lord. He has such a zest for life. His joy is just infectious, and I love this book.
And my surprising hit would be Catholic Joe. He's really grown on me over the past couple of months. I did a whole review about him in the summer, I believe. And the book is filled with so much faith and so much action. And he now does reside at the church library where he stays checked out. So other people are enjoying him too.
The biggest book flop for me was Graham Greene's The Power and the Glory. I know, no surprise to you guys out there. I just didn't like this book at all. I don't know why Our Lady of Guadalupe is even on the cover. Get her off there. I did not like this book. Also surprising to me was how many of our viewers are angry at me because I didn't like this book, but it's just my opinion. You can like it.
And then my surprising flop was Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I have already subjected you to a long rant review about this book in a different video, but it was not at all what I was expecting. And everybody online sings its praises, but I don't exactly agree.
In the category of most helpful book that we read this year, we have a clear winner, and that is Make Time How to Focus on What Matters Every Day, which is full of just really easy, practical strategies that you can use to create time and space in your day for the things that matter most.
And then we also had a favorite animal book, which was Love Immortal by Anthony Cavo. We just adored all the different vintage pictures of people and their dogs and their stories.
We also had a favorite Catholic children's book this year that was a clear winner, and that is Penny and the Stolen Chalice by Toni Kolink. It's a fun mystery that centers around Jesus' true presence in the Holy Eucharist, so it's a great book, especially for kids who are about to receive First Holy Communion.
And I also had a favorite historical fiction series, which was the Casabella Chronicles by Liz Galvano. So much action there, clean romance. I absolutely loved those books.
So now here at the end, we're going to fess up with our book totals for the year. And I came in at just over 100, and I think it was like 103.
And I'm here at 36.
It's okay. Kate works full time, right?
But the difference though, it's funny.
Well, I also listen to a lot of audiobooks as I go about my work at home, and that really bumps up my book number.
All right, so now let us know, how would you fill in all of these different categories? What are your favorite books, your least favorite ones? What worked, what didn't?
We always love to hear from you guys, and you give us a lot of good book tips, and we do follow through on those, so thank you.
So we hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.